Welcome back to Inclusive Bites. I'm DJ with Inclusivology, an educational program designed to support your school community with 9 essential elements of meaningful inclusion, because inclusion does not work unless you have all the pieces. So, rubber bands. This is not my favorite office supply. So I have a sensory issue with rubber bands. The fact that I'm holding one is, I guess, a big deal. But I wanted to tell you a story about rubber bands and how these do not belong around the fingers of children. So I'm part of several Facebook groups, and all these Facebook groups support the learning of children with disabilities. And for the most part, these are really supportive groups. They're very helpful. They offer a lot of support. There's a lot of camaraderie. And, you know, it's like kind of that general, like, me too, when things get really tough. But one comment from a couple of weeks ago really stood out for me. So there was a preschool teacher who posted a request for support on how to get one of her 4-year-old students to hold a pencil. And so most of the responses were really supportive. It was, you know, try using Play-Doh to strengthen her hands. Love that comment. Try using jumbo crayons. Try using anything that you have that he can use, like Legos or blocks, to strengthen his hands and get those motor skills improved. And so then there was this comment. So brace yourself. We're going to go into this. So there was a comment that said, why don't you use rubber bands to hold his fingers in place to show him how to grip the pencil? I'll give you a minute to let that sink in. Because that is something we would never do. That sounds so incredibly ridiculous and barbaric. These do not go around the fingers of children, ever. That is ridiculous, and it's cruel. And so my response to her was, you know, his little hands aren't ready to hold a pencil yet. So give him play activities to strengthen and develop his fingers and his fine motor skills. And so I offered that she could send me a direct message, and, you know, she didn't, and that was okay. But the bottom line here is, let's not force children to do something they're not ready to do. We have these unnatural standards now for children that they need to be meeting standards and expectations and goals, and every single child is going to reach the same standard or milestone at the same time, and that's just not true. So it's important that we consider developmental milestones and the prerequisite skills that support the eventual holding of the pencil. This is never used to help children hold a pencil. So if you go to my website, inclusivology.com, and check out this blog, there is a nifty chart on developmental milestones and child development. Please do not ever use this to support the pencil holding of children. It's cruel and unusual. So anyways, that's my inclusive bite for the day. I will see you next time for the next one. Bye.